like for example, if we have known days, alam din natin to. If we want to know this, a point between 2 points, a point between 2 known points, we can interpolate. Okay, we can interpolate. Now, if these points are known, and we want to know a point which is beyond the known points, we want to know this point in relation to these points, we can extrapolate. Okay? So kapag ka nasa loob ng points ang hahanapin natin, we call that as interpolation. At kapag ka nasa loob, we call that as extrapolation. Okay? Extrapolation. Okay? So that is interpolated points, extrapolated points. Okay? So interpolation and extrapolation, just a brief description. Interpolation is a way of determining variables on a graph within the given data. Extrapolation is a way of determining variables on a graph outside the given data. So that's the difference, no? Within the data, outside the data. Ganun lang yan. So interpolation is where we find the value inside our set of data points. So let's say, for example, this one, we want to get the value here. Okay, that's it. So let's say this one. Okay, let's say we have 21 degrees centigrade. What will be now the relationship of this 21 degrees with these points? And this is what we discussed, what we got last meeting, this line with its corresponding equation. So we will use linear interpolation to estimate the sales at 21 degrees centigrade because this is temperature and this is the sales. So what will be now the sales at 21 degrees centigrade? Okay, that's it. Next, extrapolation. Okay, extrapolation is where we find the value outside our set of data points. So if these points A and B are given, and we have this line defined, okay, defined, what will be now this point in relation to these points? Let's say this is X. We will now extrapolate that point with respect to these points. So let's say 29 degrees centigrade ang temperature. What will be now the corresponding sales? Okay. We will use linear extrapolation to estimate the sales at 29 degrees centigrade, which is higher than any value we have. Kasi ang value natin na meron ay less than 26 degrees at mga around $600 lang yon. Okay? Beyond, okay? Or higher than any value we have. Okay? So that's what we are after. Okay? Batang-bata yung nagtuturo, ano? Ayun. As well as using the graph like above, we can create formula to help us. Using the straight line, we already have discussed that before, the straight line method. What is the unang hinahanap? What is the first thing that we have to solve in solving for the equation of the line? Because, of course, we have to have the slope. And we already have the formula for that. Find the slope, okay? So you have the slope there, m is equal to y minus y1 over x minus x1. Okay, we already have the m there. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so we have now the equation of the line is equal to y is equal to 33x minus 216. 216. Okay. So interpolating, we can now use the equation to interpolate the sales value at 21 degrees centigrade. So we have now the 21 degrees centigrade there. We will interpolate. We don't know if this is exact. We just estimate that based on the figure. But this time, we can solve for that because we already have the equation of the line. Ayun. Equation of the line. Ayun. Okay. So therefore, from the equation of the line, we will substitute this to x. We will substitute this to x 33, x 33 times x 21 degrees minus 216. So therefore, ayan ba yan? 477. Supposedly, this is, to be exact pala, to be exact, this is 477. No? Nandun lang nga siya. 477. Next, extrapolating. Okay? To extrapolate a sales value at 29 degrees centigrade, nandito naman tayo sa labas ng ating mga points. Sa labas ng ating points, 29 degrees centigrade, what will be now the corresponding sales at 29 degrees centigrade. Okay? So therefore, we will now substitute the x there as 29. 33 times 29 minus 216 is equal now to 741. 741 pala yun, to be exact. No? To be exact. Okay? So therefore, the values are close to what we got on the graph. But that doesn't mean that they are more or less accurate. They are just estimates. Hindi yan eksakto, ha? They are not accurate. They are just estimates. Kaya nga interpolation and extrapolation, ano? Hindi yan eksakto. Okay? Do not use extrapolation too far. Let's say, for example, what will be now the expected sales at 0 degrees centigrade? Dito na yun. Napakalayo na, no? Masyado nang malayo yun. Let's say y is equal to times 0 minus 216. So, the y is negative 216. Meron bang sales na negative 216? Wala. Okay? So, therefore, you are too far, gone too far in the extrapolating points. Hindi na yan katiwa-tiwala, no? Wala naman wala naman sigurong sales na 216, nagkautang ka pa. Okay? So therefore, do not go too far, meaning to say, do not extrapolate too far because that is no longer acceptable or that's no longer credible. The value definitely will not be a credible value. Okay? We use linear based on a line, okay, interpolation and extrapolation. But there are many other types. For example, we could use polynomials to make curvy lines. If this, that's sabi ko yan sa inyo, no? Maaaring itong linya ay hindi linear, maaaring hindi linear, maaaring polynomials, curve, okay? Maaaring curve, okay? Pinakita ko yun sa inyo dati na naggawa tayo ng linya. Merong second degree, merong linear, and so on and so forth, no? Okay? I hope that's okay with you. Okay? So, that's the end kasi sabi ko sa inyo, the lecture is just the continuation of the last lecture, which is a linear regression, or determining the best line that will fit, the best fit line that will define all the points that we have. Okay? Nakikita nyo parang, hindi parang, it's actually a continuation, magkadugtong. Magkadugtong lamang yung magkasunod na topic. So, as simple as that. So, okay. Okay. So I already posted this in your in our GC. Today is January 18. This will be submitted next week, 12 noon. Okay? Submitted next week, 12 noon. So, you are required to solve for a use least square method to derive the relation of the equation of x to y. Show the show your graph, then interpolate or extrapolate the value of y for x is equal to something. These are the x, these are the x, and these are the y's. These are the x, these are the y's. Okay, sabihin nga natin, kasi hindi sinabi, show your graph, then interpolate or extrapolate the values of y for the following. Okay, for the following. Tanong, if x is this, x is 4.s, 4.s, what is this? Are we extrapolating or interpolating? Will somebody answer me, please? If x is 4.s, let's say for example that the s is 3, so that's 4.3, tama ba? 4.3. Are we interpolating or extrapolating?
Interpolating.
Very good. 5t,
Interpolating.
very good. 6r,
Interpolating.
very good.
Interpolating.
7r,
Interpolating.
8s, very
Interpolating.
good. 9.8s,
Extrapolating.
very
Extra,
good.
extra, extra.
3.1r,
Extrapolating, sir.
very good. So these are interpolating. You will interpolate that. And the last two will be now extrapolating. Kaya very critical ako, ay very careful ako sa pag-i-extrapolate. Pagre-require ng extrapolating, sabi nga sa pag-i-extrapolate, be careful. Ano? Mamaya niyan, hindi ka panipaniwala. That's why I only require you to extrapolate 2 points. 9.s, 9.8s, and 3.1r. Kaya dalawa lang. Reminder with this, if your S, R, S, and T, if any of that will be zero, you change that into A. 8, no? 8 na lang. Wag nang 0, no? Wala nang ang value, 0 pa. Okay? Any question with the ano? Okay. So, Mark Nino, Kemanyo, is there any question with the lecture and activity for today?
None, sir.
Okay, Luella Lopres, any question for the lecture and activity for today?
None, sir.
Mark Joshua Eduardo, kailan isa-submit ang activity for today?
Next week po, sir.
Anong oras ang due date?
12 noon po.
Very good. Risa Ansale. Risa Ansale.
Wala po, sir.
Ha? Anong sagot mo? Ako nagdadrive ka yata. Sige na nga. Nasaan ka, Risa?
Nasa bahay.
Para ka nagdadrive.
May dumaan lang po sa akin.
Akala ko bahay mo, truck. Anong sagot mo, Michael Siap? No.
Wala po, sir.
Wala kang sagot?
Ay, sagot saan, sir?
Ha?
Wala pong tanong. Wala pong tanong, sir.
Very good. Wala naman tanong di ba? At least alert siya. Nawala tuloy ang aking punchline. Wala tuloy ang aking punchline. At least alert siya. Philip Alfred Idio. Ganyan talaga apelido mo? A question ka regarding the lecture?